What's up, guys? Today we're going to be taking a look at a really cool Camp Cretaceous figure. No, I found it on clearance and I was like, oh, it's in the box, I can review it. I found it on clearance at Kohl's. It's the Camp Cretaceous green Gallimimus that nobody bought, i.e. why it was on clearance at Kohl's. So yeah, we're going to be taking a look at that. So if you're excited, make sure you hit that like button and let me know. Let's go ahead and get right into this review. This figure came out 2 years ago and I managed to find it on clearance at Kohl's. So yeah, Camp Cretaceous merchandise. This was before I really started uploading on the channel, so this is kind of a new packaging for us to look at, surprisingly enough. But this is going to be the Camp Cretaceous entry for this week. We're looking at this Gallimimus, which is one that I never really liked when I saw it in stores, but now that I own it, I actually really like the colors on this guy. And it's our only, like, not brown in some sort of way Gallimimus. So that gives it some bonus points. But this Gallimimus is pretty cool looking. And this packaging is not one we've looked at. So we've got the Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous logo here. That's not one we see every day. I do really like this Camp Cretaceous logo. We got Toro the Carnotaurus there. We got Darius, and it says Dinoscape, Feirce Force Gallimimus 4 Plus Mattel. Got the dinosaurs escaping, and you got the Netflix original series packaging, and then I paid $7.99 for this guy. It retailed for like $12, and I got it for $7 at Kohl's, which isn't a bad deal. But it's a Feirce Force figure. This year in 2021, this Dinoscape line, they kind of split it up. They did the same thing in 2020 where they had Camp Cretaceous stuff as well as the regular line stuff, and they'd have alternate packaging on the shelf. So I'll put up a picture of that, what that alternate packaging would look like. It was pretty cool, but because it appeared in Camp Cretaceous, it's got the Camp Cretaceous box, and that's what they usually did. Sometimes it's completely random. You got an action feature, you push a button, the head will move. Side of the box says Dinoscape, the other side of the box says Camp Cretaceous. On the back of the box, you've got the render, it's got a head striking action, Feirce Force Gallimimus, Camp Cretaceous. Download Jurassic World Facts app, Mattel, and then you got the rest of the wave being the Isacosaurus, Sauropelta, and then Velociraptor, all of which I own and I will bring in later. But yeah, this Gallimimus definitely is a action figure that I do own, and we're going to go ahead and open it out of the box. It should be really easy. Here's the Gallimimus out of the box. Initially, this was a fairly exciting release because we hadn't seen this sculpt since 2018, and it's the better Gallimimus sculpt. I mean, now we have the Hammond Collection one, so it's a little obsolete. It's the Gallimimus, and we've gotten this sculpt 2 more times since. We got a Legacy Collection one, which I might grab later, and then the JP30 version, which uses this sculpt. It's a fairly good looking Gallimimus. They really knocked out the colors on this one. It's crazy how they put multiple colors on these figures in the past. Taking a look at the head sculpt. You got a nice painted yellow eye. Fairly simple paint. There's no real paint on the head other than that eye. And then you move down and then you got brown all on the body. The button is brown. And then that brown continues all the way down to the tail. And then you've got a bit of white on the legs, which is nice. No painted underside. Back in the day, they used to have the scan codes on the feet. There's your scan code right there. Look at how much easier that is than lifting up a scan tag. And it's a really nice looking figure. It definitely does pop. Other side looks fairly good. The eyes are aligned, which is great. And the figure does look great. This figure does have some articulation. The original version, you'd push the button and it would run. The 2018 version. They retooled that feature. Now it's got a head striking action, which I'll show off, but all of the neck articulation is tied to the action feature, whilst in the past it would have been articulated. But what is new is the arms and legs are articulated. The arms were originally articulated on this figure. I'll grab the original for comparison. But they'll move back and forth. They will also move out, which is super cool. The legs will move back and forth as well as out a little bit. You might be able to see that. and the tail is on a swivel. The action feature on this guy is not the best. You push this button here, and it will strike its head. Not the most amazing thing ever, but you know, it is what it is. For a $12 toy, not a bad price. I actually think these guys retailed for like 10 at most other stores, but Kohl's likes to raise their prices a little bit. But seeing as it is a discontinued figure, I don't mind paying that price. Most of this wave I actually got through alternate means. The only one I ever bought at retail was the Velociraptor. The Myosacosaurus I found at a flea market. The Sauropelta I got in a random eBay lot, and then this one I found on clearance at Kohl's. Yeah, this Gallimimus is fairly nice looking. I can definitely recommend it if you can find it. You can probably find it on eBay for dirt cheap, or Amazon. It's probably my second favorite of the Gallimimuses behind the JP30 one. But yeah, that's this Gallimimus. We're going to go ahead and move into some comparisons. We'll start with the Gallimimus comparison, and then I'll just bring in the rest of the wave that this figure's from. So this is every version of this sculpt of Gallimimus. I actually own every version, surprisingly. I'll go over them and then go over like the rarities, I guess. So this is the original Legacy Collection one. It's a little bit rare. It'll probably cost you around 20-30 bucks. It's a pretty nice Gallimimus. I really like it. You've got a button that will run, which is a fun gimmick. But yeah, it's a little bit rare. Then you've got the battle damage version. It's also not extremely common. It'll probably cost you anywhere from 15 to 20 bucks. All you gotta do is press this button and you get gore. Pretty cool. Then we got our green fella from our review today. He's most likely the most common version of this Gallimimus. You can pick him up probably for 10 bucks. Maybe even less. The most rare of all these Gallimimuses is this Legacy Collection version from the Dominion assortment. This one was not easy to find. My friend actually found it for me. And it's a Target exclusive in the United States, and it wasn't really stocked all that well. I've seen this guy once, and then never again. This one will cost you a bit more, but it's got the same gimmick, the head striking action. It's a fairly nice paint scheme. I just don't know what it's going for. And then you've got this JP30 version from the Alan Grant Tactical Claw set. This one you should be able to walk down to Target and pick up. So that is all of our Gallimimuses, or should I say our Palomimuses. This is not every Gallimimus Mattel's ever done. This is just the sculpt. They've also got the smaller sculpt as well as the Hammond Collection version. So yeah, that's the Gallimimus next to the other Gallimimus. And then here's the rest of the wave the Gallimimus came with. A very green wave, as you can see. You got the green Sauropelta, the green Gallimimus, the Myosacosaurus, and then this Velociraptor. A pretty heavily repainted wave. There's only 1.5 new figures in this assortment. The rest of them are repaints. So the Sauropelta is just a straight up repaint of the original Sauropelta. It's got the same exact gimmick as the original Sauropelta from Dino Rivals. I think it was Dino Rivals, but it's a nice figure, and I do like this coloration. The Gallimimus is a retool of an older figure, so it's kind of like a half of a new figure, but it's really just a repaint. Nothing was like retooled parts-wise. The Myosacosaurus, or however it's pronounced, is the only new figure of the assortment, but it would be later repainted later in the year. Really nice figure. I never had the green one when it came out. I had the brown one, and then I found this one at a flea market, so I picked it up. Nice figure though. It's one I always liked, I just never bought it. Instead I decided to buy this shit-ass Velociraptor that I hate with a passion. I hate this raptor. It is the worst raptor sculpt ever. The paint is horrible. Everything is horrible about this raptor. It doesn't stand, and this is the raptor they're putting in the Muldoon set, which makes me very upset. But you can slash with it. Wow. and then it's ugly and it doesn't stand. So I hate this raptor. This Gallimimus is really nice. Definitely recommend it. Definitely recommend it. If you can find it, pick it up. If you're gonna get any Gallimimus though, get the Hammond Collection one. If you can find it, that one will cost you quite a bit. But I appreciate you guys sticking through with me. Let's go ahead and move into the outro. Thank you so much for watching today's video of this Gallimimus that I found on clearance at Kohl's. Hope you have enjoyed. If you haven't, well, too bad. I am sorry I don't make good enough content for you. But, you know, it is what it is. It's still just the way the milkshake crumbles. But yeah, I'll see you guys in another video tomorrow with something probably not as exciting as today's video. So yeah, see you tomorrow.